Hello everybody, my name is Bloody Elevator. We're trying a new video for this channel. These are some computer parts. We're going to be building a new gaming rig for this channel. I figured that it's about time for a new gaming rig. The last time that I made a custom built computer was about 5 years ago. That first PC build was a compilation of stuff purchased secondhand from places like Reddit's Hardware Swap and eBay. All of those PC parts were eventually Frankenstein together into a working gaming PC. The old PC build had an Intel i5-4460 processor with a Gigabyte GTX 750 Ti and 16GB of DDR3 RAM, which at the time wasn't too bad. But this right here is a significant upgrade from the previous build. Now the build that is being made here uses a Ryzen 3700X processor and an AMD Radeon RX 6700 XT GPU with 16GB of DDR4 RAM. These parts were chosen for a couple of reasons. One of them being that I've been hearing a lot of good things about AMD PC parts, and the other being that they have a really good price per performance in comparison to Intel processors and Nvidia GPUs. Then I figured, why not? We could use a computer upgrade, and maybe it might be nice to try out something new. Now let's put this into a case. Nice. Now this build was a bit more focused on being a budget build, as some of the PC parts might have been a bit difficult to purchase at MSRP. Like the graphics cards, for example. You might have some difficulty getting some graphics cards at a reasonable price. Thankfully, I had a tech-savvy friend who let me know on Discord that some websites were doing a GPU drop at the time. Thankfully, the case that we purchased came with some case fans. That was nice of them. Most of the budget was focused on the graphics card, so we had to cheap out on some of the other parts. But not the power supply, of course. We're trying to build a gaming rig here. What are we trying to jerry-rig an IED here? Come on. Now to cross our fingers and hope that this thing turns on. Yes! Yes, it turns on! Finally! It took way longer than I'd like to admit in troubleshooting why this thing either wasn't turning on or giving a display output. Anyways, once that was done, we installed some Windows onto it. And there's our specs. Ryzen 3700X and 16GB of RAM. And our Radeon RX 6700 XT. Why don't we try out some video games on this thing? Probably not Spyro Knights though, because it's not a very graphically demanding game. Plus it should be able to run on most computers anyways. What about Just Cause 3? There's plenty of objects and explosions here to see if it can tank our FPS. This game can be real fun, and kind of demanding to run. It's on sale right now in the Steam Winter Sale, for a few bucks. That's pretty good. We're getting around 90 to 100 FPS here. That should be enough of that. Why don't we try out a game that's a bit more demanding, like Dying Light.
Okay, Jade, I'm here, along with some infected.
Yeah, take that, zombie. And how about some of this? Oh, we broke their bones. Nice. Both Just Cause 3 and Dying Light are really good games. And they're quite fun to play, so maybe give it a try. Ooh, we just exploded their heads. That's awesome. Delivery. Oh no, this is terrible. It's one of them leaked hackers. Not on my watch. This ought to fix ya.
Okay, it's done.
Anyways, this game is running about 100 to 110 FPS. And it's still pretty good.
Shit.
Once we were done with that, it was time for some benchmarking. We tried using Furmark for about 10 minutes, and these are the results. They're pretty okay for what they are. Lastly, we did some 3D Mark benchmarking on our new gaming rig. We tried out CPU profiling to see how well our AMD 3700X can do. Now, I haven't gotten around to overclocking this thing yet, but I'll get that done when some more free time opens up. Also, we got the Night Owl achievement. I like that this thing has a sense of humor. And lastly, Time Spy to test out our Radeon RX 6700 XT GPU. Man, that is a mouthful. And these were the final results. Our graphics card didn't do too bad. It probably could have done better, but I'm happy with what we got. That's our new gaming rig, everybody. Hopefully we'll get to play some awesome games with it later in the future. And that's all I have to share with you for now. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching.